Hi, my loves. So, if you were with me the other day, I talked about scrying, and somehow I was called to pull my notepad, and I thought maybe scrying would come out, and I really wasn't called to it in the moment, but it arrived actually. And so, I have some messages here that came through that I'll read really quick, and then we'll use some cards to tap into this energy a little bit more. Um, so, the first one I got was about like not sure how far you've come. You're not sure how far you've come. There's some loneliness and that mirror meditation, sitting in front of a mirror, gazing at yourself in the mirror is what's needed here. Another message came through: abs below the skin, abs below the skin. So, and then I put lost weight. So maybe someone here lost some weight and you're looking at the skin versus what's happened below the skin. And maybe that's where you're not sure how far you've come because you're not looking at the depth of what you've done. Maybe that's part of the mirror meditation. um, it seems like there's some confusion, can't see what's ahead. No birds around, no birds around. The sky seems to be wide open, that birds are not flying in the sky where you are. And maybe that's leading to some confusion, like the sky is just so open. It's almost like I keep hearing the world is my oyster with this. No birds around, that the sky seems open, so the world is my oyster is coming through. And then another thing I wrote was in and out of elation, in and out of feeling elated. And I got the image of an atom and all the electron waves that are going around the atom, and that the electron is moving in and out, and almost in a spiral, but sort of in and out of excitation, coming, rising up, and then falling, rising up and falling. And that's kind of interesting. Electrons do actually have that phenomena. Um, that's all I have. So, okay. Um, Very interesting, very interesting. So I want to work with some cards. I think the first the first deck that's calling to me is this cosmic energy, this cosmic oracle deck. Let's just see. Let's see what kind of energy is around you right now. What's the energy around you? What's the energy around my viewer, please? Let go. Make room for the new beginning. It's on its way to you now. Make room for the new beginning. It's on its way to you now. Two more, please. Health. Health issues could arise. Maybe, so I was picking up on someone losing weight. So maybe that was the concern, that health issues could arise, and you went on a health journey, but now you're struggling to see how far you've come. Yeah, you're struggling to see how far you come. Abs below the skin, losing weight. So yeah, health issues could have arrived is what I want to keep adding to this card. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. They'll be back. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So maybe there's a person on your mind. There's a person on your mind. The other word that came through while I was crying was loneliness. I didn't get much more than that, just loneliness. There were all these other things coming through instead. But so it does appear there is someone on your mind. Oh, and then we have confession. Someone has to tell you something. I'm gonna place that under that card. Someone has to tell you something. Interesting. Maybe so the other thing that came through was can't see what's ahead, and there's some confusion. Maybe this confession coming in is part of why you can't see what's ahead. Maybe you're not expecting this confession, or maybe you're expecting the unexpected. We had that card come through a couple days ago. Yeah, someone has to tell you something. and you can't seem to see what's ahead. It's giving you some confusion. And I have no birds around the sky. The sky is so open. And then I kept hearing, the world is my oyster. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get a few more. Let's get a few more energy around my viewer, please. Vacation. You will be traveling soon. Vacation. I don't know. Maybe you have vacation on your radar. This pictogram is a suitcase with a bunch of different stickers on it. And I don't know why, but that reminds me of some type of specific journey, that there are multiple places that you might go to for a specific reason, even though this says vacation. I don't know. You have they'll be back, confession, and then vacation. Maybe the two of you take a vacation together. I don't know. Okay. And then we have open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. In and out of elation. Maybe this is what you're going in and out of. Maybe you're able to open up your heart and you feel that elation of love. Maybe you feel, so fulfilled in some moment. The word sovereignty is coming through. Yeah, you feel so sovereign in who you are, and then all of a sudden you kind of drop out of it again, and then you fall back into it. That's that electron, maybe the excitation. Like I was seeing where electrons phosphoresce, so where you get like glowing in the dark, right? Glowing in the dark. So I was seeing that with these electrons, and then the electron at one point it just kind of peters out, right? That little neon necklace is no longer glowing in the dark. So yeah, somehow maybe that's what's going on here, opening up your heart. Maybe you want to open up your heart and you're having a hard time staying in that frequency. Okay. Let's I want to get some life clarifying cards here. So we have the clarifying life situations. Let's see if we can get a better sense here of what might be going on. Okay. A lot are wanting to come out. Some slipped and went back in. All right, let's see. We have, I think, close to half a dozen here. Let's see. So this card says steady progress. Patience is your ally. Celebrate each step forward, no matter the size. Yeah, not sure how far you've come. Maybe you're not taking enough time to actually celebrate the small steps that you've achieved in this path, whatever journey this was, not being able to see too far ahead. Somehow you can't see what's ahead. You feel a little bit confused. This is saying celebrate your progress. You've made steady progress. I think here you're not taking enough time to actually recognize how far you've come. Seize every minute. Embrace each moment with purpose. For time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. On your journey. Yeah, I feel like this ties into this vacation, that it's actually a journey. I mean, this suitcase, it just it's shouting out at me. There are 5 different stickers on this suitcase. That's what it feels like. There's a journey here with a specific purpose. Embrace each moment with purpose. Yeah, there's something here in your life. It's okay if you can't see that far ahead. You've probably heard me talk about the cobblestone way, and what that is you take one step onto the stone in front of you, the amount that you can see in your life. You take one step in that direction and you place your other foot right beside the foot that just took a step, so that you stand fully in that present moment. It's so important to stand fully in that present moment and not think so much about what that next step ahead is, to give yourself the opportunity to fully embody and be with purpose in that moment. Be with purpose in that moment. Get grounded in that moment. Get rooted with your 2 feet. So somehow that, yeah, there's something here about this. Steady progress and seize every minute. Seize every minute, embrace your moment, embrace your purpose, and that there is a journey. There's a journey of self-discovery. So maybe as you've been, whoa, okay. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages at the same time. So I was going to say, um, maybe you embarked on this health journey. You've lost a lot of weight. You're having a hard time actually seeing how far you've come. You haven't taken enough time to appreciate all the steady progress that you've made. You're not seeing the abs below the skin. Okay, then I saw they'll be back. So I'm seeing here that there was some sort of separation, and maybe that's what ignited your inspiration to actually go on a health journey, to seize every minute, and that you've been on this journey of self-discovery. And the confusion, not being able to see so far ahead, coming back to that cobblestone, there's something about you fully embodying how far you've actually come. You need to fully stand on the new stone. Whatever new stone you've arrived, you're almost confused, like you don't even recognize that there's been a new stone that you're standing on. So you have to come into yourself here, open up your heart, and recognize the new stone that you're standing upon. That's the mirror meditation. Now I understand. That's the mirror meditation. Sometimes mirror meditation, take that literally. That's a powerful technique. You're going to get really comfortable in front of a mirror. If it's a floor mirror where you could sit on the floor and be in front of it and be in, in a nice quiet space where you have your privacy, and just sit there. And I want you to look at yourself, and stay with yourself, be in the presence of yourself. And I want you to start saying positive things about yourself. This is part of sometimes why it's difficult to acknowledge how far you've come. In the past, you may have been very self-critical. You may have been really hard on yourself. You may not have thought positive things about yourself. You may have had a lot of negative self-talk. So that can be a hard habit to break, and maybe that's the electron going in and out of excitation. Maybe you're having a hard time staying in the frequency of positive self-talk. So come in front of the mirror and start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Start with just a simple practice, and come every day. If you can come in front of the mirror several times a day and sit with yourself and look and be kind and compassionate, and not criticize that, oh, I need to do this much more. No. This mirror meditation is about self-acceptance, about coming in and recognizing the progress that you have made, and recognizing the new cobblestone for which you stand upon. That is so vital. It is so vital. And, maybe you need to sit in front of the mirror without a top on. Maybe you want to sit naked in front of that mirror and really look and realize that the skin on the outside of the body is not who you are. That's not who you are. The depth of who you are lies past the skin. It goes past the skin. So I think that's what that means by the abs beneath the skin. Underneath the skin, you have your muscles. It's like an analogy of the strength within you. And that's what I think, that why mirror meditation came out with that. Is for you to look in the mirror and look past your outer self and see how strong you've been to go on this journey of self-discovery. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then to, open up your heart and go in and out of that. I think you've done so much more than you've given yourself credit for. So please come into self-compassion. I'm really feeling that. Come into self-compassion. The next card, unity blooms. Foster harmony and connection within your community, nurturing bonds that bring togetherness, So I love that. Maybe that loneliness, maybe you're not having enough connection. Maybe there's a community group that you stopped going to for a little while. Maybe it's time to reunite with that. Cutting edge, slice through obstacles and carve a path towards your dreams. Yeah, see, that's what I think here. The can't see what's ahead and some confusion. You're not sure how far you've come. I do really think you're on a new cobblestone, and once you get on that cobblestone, you are going to be able to see past these obstacles. You're going to look past the skin. I think right now your vision is on the skin, and you're not recognizing really where you are. So you got to get into the depths, go into the depths, and from there, your dreams are going to start to show up, because you're going to feel like you're in more of that positive place. So you're going to be where your heart is really open. You're not going to go in and out of excitation. You'll fully embody it on that cobblestone. But you have to come into recognition of how far you've actually come. Mountain of Mastery. Mountain of Mastery. I am loving this right now. So I have just been pulling these cards one right after another. I haven't looked at them. Most of them I've had to flip over. Okay, Mountain of Mastery. Ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by the stoic presence of the Mastery Mountain pathway. You know, when you're climbing a mountain, it's similar to the cobblestone way. Cobblestone. When you're climbing a mountain, there are many times, depending on how, and this is a very steep mountain here with someone standing at the very top. You can only do one step at a time, and the other foot has to meet you. You can only do one step at a time. And as you do one step at a time, you get closer and closer to the peak. You get closer and closer to self-realization. Be present. Become present with where you are today, not where you want to be at the top of the peak or where you were yesterday. Get really honed in. Begin to master your presence of being in this moment. Being in this moment. Okay, the last card here. Resurrection. Resurrection. Shake off the past. Yeah, exactly. Shake off the past and rise again. Reinvent yourself and you will rise up from the ashes even more powerful. Oh my love, this is so beautiful. That's exactly what I'm feeling here. Okay, that's exactly what I'm feeling. That you just haven't come into recognizing how far you've actually come. You're kind of holding on to this past image of yourself. You got to shake it off. It's time to shake it off. The world is opened up to you. Everything is there. You're just your perception is stuck. You're a little bit stuck on your perception. I'm going to get the universe's wisdom here on this. The universe's wisdom on this. So that was your life situations, clarity on the situation. And I feel like it just confirmed a lot of the scrying messages that came in. So I'm going to see the universe's perspective here. One more shuffle. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop there. Meditation. Oh my God, that's the first card. Meditation. Meditation connects you to your inner self. Oh my love. God, this image is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. There is a woman meditating on a lotus pond. And a couple of big, beautiful trees are next to her. And then way out in the distance is a mountain range. The sky is this beautiful pink color with some swirls in the sky and some droplets coming down from the sun onto this woman sitting in a meditation pose. And there's so much reflection underneath her, right? She's sitting on a body of water. There's this beautiful reflection rising from the water. This is what I see for you, my love. Try that mirror meditation practice. I do think it will help you tap into that inner self, tap into your deeper self. It's going to help you see all the abs that you've been establishing as you've lost weight. Compassion. Oh my gosh. Yes. Compassion. Compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. Somehow Oh, my love. I just want to hug you because I think you're probably so good at giving that to others and you're not sure how to give it to yourself. I was picking up all this, maybe you had a lot of negative self-talk or you were really hard on yourself. And I don't know, something happened here that you've made some changes. And part of those changes need to be more about self-compassion and being kind to yourself and recognizing the humanness that you have here, the humanness that you have. You don't have to be all these other things. This idea of perfection is, it's skewing the perception of what actually is. What actually is, my love. Acceptance. That's the next card. Acceptance. Accept others and yourself. Welcome the new opportunities. Inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. Capture your ideas. Awakening. Awakening is the process of discovering your true self. I think this is part of that journey that the prior deck spoke about of self-discovery, a journey of self-discovery. And now we're saying awakening is the process of discovering your true self. So I think you've been trying to figure things out. You've been trying to figure things out. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You've had steady progress, and you have to come into that recognition of steady progress and realize that as you've made this steady progress, you are unveiling aspects of yourself that are the self-realization. And it's okay. You're okay. You don't need to feel confused. You don't need to be unsure of where you're going. It's all going to unfold for you. Right now, the most important thing is to step onto that new stone. Step onto what you've become. Look in the mirror. Recognize where you are today. Stop living in the past. Stop thinking about where you were. Stop thinking about what happened. And come into how far you've actually come since that time. Look at everything that you've accomplished since that time. And then here we have determination. So that's so important. Be determined. Be determined to fully recognize how far you've come. That's what I would say. Be determined to fully recognize. Do everything you can right now. All that self-compassion, all the self-acceptance, all the meditation. Be determined to fully accept where you are today, right now. Both feet on the cobblestone. Both feet on the cobblestone. Wow. Okay. Where do I want to go after that? I feel like now, okay, so I think we know what this is about. So what is some of the other guidance that we can get here? Let's see, this is the roots and wings. Roots and wings. Oh, interesting, because we got the sky, and the sky is kind of empty. But what are some things that maybe we can get more clarity on the situation? What does my viewer need to hear right now? What do they need to hear? For roots and wings, what do you need to say to the viewer? What do they need to hear right now? Oh, I guess I got what I needed. Okay, 2 cards came out. I just felt like there was nothing more for me to shuffle. So 2 cards, lightness and heart's desire. Oh my God, these are both so beautiful. So lightness, there is this beautiful white feather just floating in the sky. And the sun is back there, and a little bit of clouds, but this feather, and just so magical and whimsical. And it almost looks like there's stardust next to the feather. And it says, release burdens and live more freely and lightly. Yeah, my love, maybe this journey has been really challenging. and you've taken it very, very seriously, which is powerful, right? That's the determination. That's the determination. But you know, if you're being that serious and grasping and gripping that firmly, that's where we miss our self-compassion. That's where we miss the idea of how far we've actually come. So I love this for you. You know, have more lightness, bring that lightness, release the burdens, live more freely and lightly. You know, get the joy out of what you've done. I think it's time, that elation. Oh, that explains. In and out of feeling elated. In and out of feeling elated. That was a scrying message. Yeah, it's almost like once you start to go into that feeling elated how far you've come, you talk yourself right out of it. You pull yourself right out, and you're like almost afraid to fully embody how far you've come. So I maybe, you know, you're in progress to your ultimate goal. Maybe, and so you're not wanting to allow yourself to fully celebrate because you haven't reached that ultimate goal. So that tells me that the goal has been set too big, and you have to set the small milestones in between. And I think we had that early on with steady progress, and you have to celebrate the progress as you're moving through your journey, not just the ultimate goalpost, not just once you hit the peak of the mountain, right? So you have to celebrate each win. So I think this is just confirming that that's what we need for you to do, you know. And then we have here heart's desire. Ignite your inner passion and desires, driving you towards your dreams. Yeah, it's okay to dream. You know, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until you've achieved this big goal. You've already been embarking on a dream. Whatever, you know, this health journey, a healing journey, there was something here that you've embarked upon. This journey of self-discovery. And the only way you could really do that is because you have some kind of dream stirring in you. And don't be afraid of that. And oftentimes the dreams, we don't really know what is fully ahead. We just know we're being led. We're being led to walk in that direction. So that's beautiful. I actually want to see if we can get one or two more cards here. See, they don't want to come out. I think we're done. I think we're done. Okay, that's all that wants to come through from Roots and Wings, and beautiful messages. So we don't really need more than that. We need the lightness and the heart's desire. Yeah. So I think, God, it just popped out to me. Release the mind. You know, release the mind. When it says release burdens and live more freely and lightly, release this mind that is kind of trapping you. And I think you'll see that when you do the mirror meditation. If you get into more of your heart space and go into the inner self, the mind will really slow down. So I also say that a lot, that if you're trapped too much in the mind and in this negative talk, it is because the heart space is a little too small. It's a little too small. You have to begin to amplify the heart a little bit more. And then we have here, of course, heart's desire. So that kind of confirms to me that that's probably what's going on. You have to release the burden of the mind. The mind is trapping you into the stones of the past. So you've already walked past those stones. You know, you're on a new cobblestone, and you have to fully place yourself there. Get grounded there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What other messages can we get? This deck is an inner child oracle deck, and I find these cards so beautiful. They were not what I expected when I bought this deck. I was really drawn to the deck, and I was so confused why, because the cover itself is not anything super appealing, for me anyway. You know, wasn't super appealing, but I just kept feeling that pull to purchase this deck, and I have found these cards to just be absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's see, we have 3 here. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. Now is the time. And there's this beautiful angel standing on a stone. You're kidding me. Oh my God. Okay, this is a picture of an angel standing on a stone. She looks like she's in a garden and there's water all around the stone. Both of her feet are on the stone. She has wings, and in the sky are just a bunch of stars. There are no birds, only her wings. I'm getting the chills. I am getting the chills. Whoa. That brings me into the no birds around in the sky. The sky is just wide open and the world is your oyster. Okay, that's whew. Actually really love getting the chills. I love that sensation that comes over me. So there's something really powerful here. There's something really powerful about, really standing in your right place, and the sky opens up, and the sky is full of stars, and there's a brightness coming out from behind her, and it's illuminating all around her. And in this garden, there are these little mushrooms that are kind of popping up everywhere, and a little bit of green vegetation. So I don't know, mushrooms may be significant to you. Maybe you love eating mushrooms. I'm not quite sure, but that's standing out to me. Okay, the next card that I have here, it's okay to be misunderstood. Maybe that's been part of your fear. You're worried you're misunderstood. Maybe this person that, in the beginning that says they'll be back. It's okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based on the truth. Maybe this person didn't have the truth of the matter. Maybe they misjudged you, and maybe that was really hard for you. But that's maybe part of your self-realization journey, that's not your concern. That's not your concern if you're misunderstood. That's their concern. Your concern is to hold yourself with integrity, to be integrous in this world, to not be misunderstood. I keep wanting to understand more about who this person is. Okay, let me read the last card, and then I want to tap into who this person is. This might be a longer reading than I intended. Disappointment is not the end. This is the third card. Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. Yeah, you may have been hugely disappointed by whatever ended here. And you may have believed that that it is the ending, and you embarked on, this new self-realization journey. But this is telling us that, disappointment is not the end. And you did get they'll be back, and confession, and open up your heart. So I want to jump into seeing if we can learn more about this person and who this person is. Let me put some of these cards away here. So, who is this person? Who is this person? What do I want to get? I kind of want an archetype card. I want the archetype of who is this person connected to my viewer? Who is this person that's connected to my viewer? Who is this person? Who is this person? The Siren and the Starborn. The Siren and the Starborn. Can we get a couple more, please? The person connected to my viewer. Okay. We have the Father, the Ocean, and the Vision. Let's see. I want to read the Starborn. An elusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The Starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. Oh, wow. So you felt really inspired by this person. This person in your life kind of represented a North Star for you. You somehow felt that your destiny was toward this person, that it was mapping out your path. Somehow the presence of this person created, and you have vision here, created the vision of your future. You saw your future path with this person. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So what happened here? We have the siren, the father, and the ocean. So let's see. I want to read the siren. Sometimes I think it's a little different than what we, maybe know about what siren means. So let's read what it says. The siren. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted, pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, down, down to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option unless, like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. So I'm trying to understand that. So this person, who is this person to you? Who is this person to you? Who is this person to you? Yeah. So I don't know. We kept saying that this person may have inspired your journey of self-discovery. Maybe this came after they left. Let me keep going. Maybe that'll crystallize a little bit more as we read more. So we have the father here. So it's kind of curious why the father came through. The father. Alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus, he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. So maybe this person represented a lot of that masculine energy to you. And I'm almost feeling like they were confused. They were confused why you saw them as that. Maybe they didn't believe that they were that. Maybe they didn't believe it. Okay, let's go to the ocean. I'm going to get the tarot after this and see if we can get a little bit more. The ocean. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our very attempt to dominate nature. Yet amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. The ego must dissolve. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth, a new being. Life is change. Let the wave crash. Oh, my love, I think I understand now. You know, this person was, okay, we have the siren. This person was like a muse for you, right? When the siren calls, you cannot deny it. You are just drawn. You are going to go. Very difficult to control any withstanding of that pull, right? And I think this person did represent what masculine energy does look like for you. Even if at one point they were confused, right? They were confused. They recognize they're not a god. They're not this almighty being. They're a human being with flaws and issues and, you know, all that stuff. But you saw them as this, you know, almost like a North Star, right? You were just so magnetized by them. And then the ocean here, the ocean, it changed you from the little version of you to the big you. In the presence of this person with the starborn and the vision, you actually felt so inspired. You felt you could accomplish so much more in this world in the presence of this person. My love, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I think that's in part why you are feeling some confusion right now. I think that's why you're feeling some confusion, because you really felt that this person sparked your vision of life. They sparked your vision of life, and they didn't understand why. I don't know. Maybe they just saw themselves kind of ordinary, and you saw them as spectacular. You saw them as spectacular. Okay, let's see. I want to get the tarot, and since the ocean card said everything that you could do here on land, I am going to work with Earth Woman Tarot. Earth Woman Tarot. Earth Woman. All right. Let's come back to who this person is. Who the person on my viewer's mind is. The person on my viewer's mind. What does the tarot need to tell us? What does the tarot want my viewer to know about them coming back, about this confession? What do they need to know? Let's see what's coming out here. We have the Emperor. Okay, the Emperor. We have the Ace of Cups. You know, I like to organize these, but oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Emperor, the Two of Wands, the Two of Wands. Isn't she beautiful? The Two of Pentacles. Confusion, some turbulence, which way to go, how to decide. The Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, the Knight of Pentacles has my attention right now with what we were just talking about with the archetypes, and the father archetype, that this person, you know, came to recognize their humanness, that they're not this big, bright, shiny light. They can't understand why you see them as the siren, why you are all of a sudden looking at them as the North Star, this star-born energy with all this potential. But what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Pentacles is this dark stallion coming in from a dark path, perhaps, but ready to embody the truth of who they are, recognizing that their flaws and their wounds are not negative things, that is what actually makes them human, and it is what actually makes them so beautiful in your eyes. That's what actually appeals to you, and maybe that's what sparked you going on a self-discovery journey, was so that you could actually come into your own self-acceptance. I mean, we talked a lot here about your self-embodiment, about your self-compassion, about really recognizing who you are today, not living in the past of where you were. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's beautiful. So that card drew me in first, but what I see here, I mean, I actually see a lot of joy and abundance, and this is, remember, kind of trying to ask here about those two cards, they will be back, and a confession. So maybe that's part of the confession, is this Knight of Pentacles, just this person actually saying, what their flaws are, opening up to you about who they are. Maybe they didn't think you could see exactly what was going on. I don't feel like there's a some kind of crazy confession that's going to be coming out here. I don't see any third parties. I don't see anything like that. I just see that this person had to come into recognition that their flaws are not actual flaws. They're what make him Bailey, stop. They are actually what make this person a human form. And I think this person is starting to understand that they can show up as a knight, flawed and all, flaws and wounds, everything, that they could show up as the Knight of Pentacles and offer you the world, offer you everything, offer you security, offer you the abundance, because they recognize that they don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be perfect. Yeah. So I think this Two of Pentacles, was this person really, in that turbulence of coming to understand themselves in that way. We have the infinity sign here, and this woman is trying to balance these two pentacles. Let me read this. Let me read this. Oh, there was a card left. I left a card in the box, and I went to reach for the book, and I don't often reach for the book. That's why I leave it in the box. And I left a card in the box, and the card in the box is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. My dear, this is you. This is you. The Queen of Cups. This is the energy of recognizing who you have become. Who you have become. This is not male, female, but this is about how far you've come, how grounded you are. You have 2 feet on the same stone. You have stepped onto your rightful stone. You are not standing in the stone of the past. You are standing on your rightful cobblestone, both feet, and you are embodying the Queen of Cups energy. You are in your own right. You see who you are today. You are in the moment of today. You are seeing yourself through the right perspective. Oh my gosh. And then we have the Emperor. Yeah. The Emperor. So I actually see this Emperor as very calm and oriented, sort of sitting on top of a mountain or a hill, and looking up at the moon and the stars, and even there recognizing who they are, where they stand. So this could be sort of that masculine, feminine union that you are experiencing when you stand on this stone. When you stand on the stone and you really embody who you are today, you will see the determination. You have that card, determination, going after your vision. You have had a lot of steady progress that you need to come in and recognize. In order to achieve those things, you have to put certain goals in place. You have to have the vision. This is very masculine energy. And I think a lot of what we saw was really coming into the feminine energy, having that self-compassion, having self-acceptance, really, coming into the mirror meditation and understanding where you are today. And when you do that, you will embody both the energy of the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. I mean, this is really beautiful. And then what I see here is just this beautiful Six of Cups energy, which is a beautiful balance and composition of life, feeling the fulfillment of life, whatever those dreams are. You don't need to know what's way ahead of you. You just need to come into this embodiment today. And then we have here the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. I mean, this is, it's like the union. And this is maybe, think about it as union of self. If this person coming back has a confession and now they're showing up as this Knight of Pentacles, this could also be the two of you. After that was the vacation card. So maybe your self-realization journey actually turns into an actual vacation with this person, And then I see here the Ace of Cups and really holding on to this very abundant life. And there is a bird in the sky here. And the bird in the sky is this beautiful white dove, a beautiful white dove. And again, we're seeing the lotus pond and a beautiful crescent moon and a bunch of stardust in the sky. And I just see tremendous beauty here, tremendous beauty and acceptance and a lot of love and abundance. That's really beautiful. I'm going to leave it here, my loves. I'll talk to you again next time.